You mentioned trying to keep everything regular, but how unregular does this feel going into week one in this shortened schedule, this kind of weird week?
I don't know. It's a Wednesday for me, so I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can.
And we saw Landon Dickerson back out on the practice field after just having surgery a couple of weeks ago. We all heard about the toughness of him, but what have you seen in the building that he's trying to get ready here for week one?
It's just like everybody else. He's just trying to get ready, get healthy, and get ready to go. So we'll see how that lands. Still got some time till Thursday game.
Mm-hmm. Camp season opener. Are you one of those guys that, first game nerves kind of come in every year just because it's the first game you're home for the first time in years? You get butterflies at all in these season openers or not really?
I get a little bit of butterflies and nerves before every game, and then get out there and see the kickoff return, see people hit each other, go out there, do a play, and you're just in it. So it kind of goes away quick, but I feel like it would be unhuman not to feel a little bit of that.
You guys, obviously you're preparing for the Cowboys for a while now, but they don't have Micah Parsons. What does that do when you look across the line and you don't see him over there?
I'm trying not to look out at the DN too much anyway. I'm trying to block the guy in front of me, so it should be all right.
When you saw that Landon Dickerson was going to have the surgery, did you ever think it was a possibility he would be back this soon practicing?
Yeah,
I don't rule nothing out with Landon.
Do you feel that changes anything for you with Micah not there? With you guys as to the way you're thinking when you look at their defense and how you want to attack it, or you just play your game?
We're still playing the Cowboys. We're not playing Micah or Micah's former team. We're still playing the Cowboys, but it's a different Cowboys in the past. They got different coaches, different coordinators, so it's different. It's the first game of the year. We think we know what we're going against, but, it's the same thing for them. You add new stuff every season, so, you don't have game film to watch, from week one. So it's always a little bit of a surprise, but that's why, just focus on ourselves and make sure we're prepared and doing what we need to be doing.
I heard you guys pumping that crowd noise pretty good out there today. What kind of atmosphere environment are you expecting between the banner raising, season opener, only game on that night, first game of the entire year?
I was hearing that music on offense. I'm like, you guys know they don't do that on offense? I don't think they realize that, but yeah, I'm expecting, especially whatever, it's everybody's going to show out. It's a home game at the Link. I'm expecting whatever home game at the Link is like, especially when the Cowboys come to town.
And obviously celebrating a Super Bowl victory before the game, but you guys have been so adamant that this season, the start of this, is not about that. Why has the message been so consistent regarding that?
Still, who gives a damn if we're hanging something or whatever? We're playing the Cowboys, What other multiple motivations do we need, I think everybody's going to be pretty fired up.
Kenny Clark, tackle comes in. What do you see on him? What's the challenge there?
Good player. He's been in the league for a long time, so I got to play him a couple times last year. So I think that's bodes well. I'm excited to see him in there. A different guy in the middle. He's a good player.
What sort of problems did he present like those last year with the two times you played?
Just good player. Does a lot of good stuff for him. So it's just trying to figure out how he fits in with that scheme. Is figure out what their scheme is going to be.
We are here with Reed Blankenship getting ready for week one against the Cowboys. We were just talking to a couple of players on the offensive line. Banner night, home game against the Cowboys. It doesn't seem to get any better than this.
Right. Yeah, it's banner night, but I feel like it's more for the fans at that point. We kind of just moved on. We're ready to play, game one, and we're really excited. A lot of us hasn't hit anybody since, the Super Bowl. So especially me. So I'm very excited for that. So.
And why is this message? It's been so consistent since the start of training camp that you guys are moving on. Has it been addressed in team meetings that you all are so spot on that no one cares really about last year?
Yeah, it's addressed, but it's just kind of the personality of everybody in the locker room. We just know that whatever's in the past is in the past, and we're just trying to move on. So it's a new year, new season, new team. So that's what we're really excited for.
When you say it's the personality of the locker room, who sets that? Who sets the tone?
It's not just one person. It's legit everybody that we have, especially the rookies we bring in. They have that same mindset. They don't have that mindset of, this is a defending Super Bowl team. I don't know. It's not like that. It's they're just willing to get better. star players are here to willing to get better, and you don't see that a lot of places. But our guys in the locker room, they're locked in, they're ready to go. So.
And being named a team captain,
Oh, yeah.
gotta imagine the coolest thing ever. What did you think when you found out?
Emotions were kind of all over the place. I found out in practice, Sirianni told me, but it's a dream come true. I've always wanted to be a captain, especially in the league. It's different than just wearing a C on your chest. That's how I think of it. I take pride in it. Just being able for my teammates to vote for me and put me in that position. That means they trust me and they have confidence in me, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to lead these guys, and I'm going to do all I can for them.
That's so funny you say that, because I think it was last Wednesday, Thursday, I was watching warm-ups and you two were hugging, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Why are they hugging right now? Was that it?
That was it. Yeah. So, no, it was great. It was a great moment, and as soon as I got off the practice field, I told my wife and my family. So.
Oh, very cool. What are your expectations for this Cowboys offense? It's obviously still the Cowboys.
Yeah, obviously they got a new head coach, kind of a new offense, but I'm sure we'll see some of the same stuff we've been seeing. Obviously, it's the first game of the year, so we're going to definitely see something new. But we're just preparing for what we have, and maybe some hiccups here and there, but just stick to our rules and just play ball.
Have you thought about what the environment is going to be like, and how excited are you to experience that for the first time as a player at that building Thursday night?
Definitely. It's the feeling environment. The city of brotherly love. They're going to bring a lot of outrageous excitement and love, and just fight and dignity towards the whole game. So it's going to be a very exciting feeling and a exciting moment.
How many people are you going to have in the stands?
What, from my family?
Yeah.
We're going to have to see. So, yeah.
Enough of them, huh?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Real quick on Zach, if you don't mind. How you mentioned that kind of leads you out there. How does he do that, and how do you listen? How do you make sure that you're getting the most out of him?
Yeah, I think he's all pro for a reason. He's a well-around linebacker. He's very experienced, and he definitely just leads by example. He does everything right, does everything in a structured manner. And that's what I look at. You know what I'm saying? So each and every day, I'm always excited to learn from him, grow with him, and just to keep learning, man. That's what football is all about. That's what competing is all about. So
I remember when you got here, you said you saw a lot of similarities in just the play style.
Yeah.
Now that you've gotten a chance to be with him, do you think that's true?
I would say so. He's very agile. Very, fast. He's quick. He's powerful. He's a great backer.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Good luck. Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Ashley, by the way. Nice to meet you, Jihaad. So I was just talking to Reed Blankenship, and he said even with all the rookies, no one is talking about repeating Super Bowl. You guys don't even talk about it. What has been the message that this is a new year, even though you just got drafted to a Super Bowl champion team?
Detail, together, toughness. Just really, I would say, executing, competing, just having a relentless effort, to finish and to, have a desire to win. Each and every day, we step into the facility, or we go into the meeting room, or we go into, the weight room to, do our job and, do what we do.
And I'm curious, as the somewhat new guy, is that something that's told to you, or did you know that coming in that this was what this team was going to be about?
I knew, just to see, what the team was like, even before they won the Super Bowl. I seen that they won the Super Bowl before they won the Super Bowl, and I mean that by, just the preparation, the execution that they believed in, within each other. Everybody just sticking with each other, competing with each other, and growing and learning. I think that's the biggest thing, about togetherness and about, just building as one.
Who's helped you along the way with that message? Anyone in particular that really seems to embody that here?
Everybody, everybody that, probably got interviewed in here, and including the staff and, just the faculty staff too. Everybody in here is very great. It's an amazing environment, and I'm just honored to, be here. So.
How ready do you feel to be a starter here week one?
Whatever the coaches want me to do, whatever, that there is at the given moment, to execute and to, prepare for, I'm ready for it. So.
Him not having as productive a year, just given what he did last season. What have you seen from him so far in training camp and preseason?
Who's saying that?
I
don't. Wow, that's crazy. just have to find out. I think he's him. He's just stuck to what he's known. In the 2 years that I've gotten to know him, his routine is always paramount. He's very sharp. He's very precise. Everything is intentful, and I haven't seen somebody who's doubled down on his routine even more than he has this year. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year. But I can't believe people are saying that we haven't even played a bloody game yet. People are already saying that. They must be happy people. Far out. They must be real happy. Pardon?
Is it significant that he's the captain?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm not going to lie to him. I'm not going to lie. I may have voted for him.
Why? Because, I mean, there have been a lot of guys who are leaders in this room already, right? So what made him and Zach
I think
first-time captain?
he doesn't want the C-patch. He just leads by example, which is hilarious because then you put him on stage and you get him to, like, hey, talk to the boys. He's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But it's got to be, he's very in the moment, you know, spur of the moment type stuff, where he's just like, that's where you see it. Is in the moment, he just knows how to lead. Can you see that I'm busy, Brooke? Can you see that I'm busy? You know, we have some major beef. Some major beef.
Why?
What do you beef over?
Nah, don't act all brand new now. The cameras are on. He actually hates me. He actually hates me. He actually hates me. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Yeah, Saquon just knows how to lead. Just knows how to lead. I'm not surprised. You know, when you lead by example, you know, that reflects, and it's pretty cool that, you know, the teammate feels our teammates feel the same way. So.
And talking to Nick Sirianni this morning, really the last couple of years, whenever it seems about like talking about the future or anything, it kind of goes back to hammering about your habits.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he stresses that a lot. How do you see that, and how he takes that approach with players, with you? Like, it seems like stressing habits is kind of like his big MO.
It's just a part of the pro. I don't know how to explain that. It's just like once you get into the routine, it's just trying to build a routine so that you can build those habits. All right, so one thing that I've come up with to teach our rookies, and this is just from his philosophy, is just getting a band and punching and overemphasizing your head out. So when you throw your hands, the whole thing is when you throw my hands, my head goes back. Right? So that is the habit that we're teaching. I don't know how to explain how he does it or how he reflects it. It's just he harps on about it all the time, and it's like we become creatures of habits just because he says it over and over again. So we're forced to build a routine or build habits that reflect on the field because that's what he's coaching. Shows examples.
So that was something that was on your mind. You're like, all right, this is what I can do. He's telling me.
He will show examples of how we practice, good and bad, and it gets you wondering, like, okay, how do I do that? How can I take that and apply it to my life or my position? So.
Jordan, I'm sorry if you already asked this, but obviously preparing for the Cowboys with Micah Parsons, he's a very talented guy, of course. What's it like preparing for them without him?
Sigh of relief.
That was funny.
Thank you for laughing. I appreciate that. I say that as a joke, but at the same time, man, like it's just kind of crazy. You know, you build up. You know, for the last 4 or 5 years that we've played the Dallas Cowboys, we've come up with a game plan because Mike is a game wrecker. So it is a sigh of relief that you don't have to plan like that anymore. However, that is a talented D-line and talented defense, and so you got to treat them with the same respect, with or without, Micah Parsons. They got Kenny Clark now, who's not notified. What's the word? I can't even think of the word right now. I'm not the lost train of thought. I just forgot what the word is. But he's been in the league a long time. He's a great. I was going to swear. He's a great bloody player. And so now we got to figure out how he affects our game plan and how we can control that.
When you look at Thursday night, I heard you guys pumping the crowd noise. Even Cam said they were running it during the offense. What kind of environment are you expecting Thursday night? How jacked up do you expect this crowd to be?
Yeah, pretty jacked up. It's going to be loud. I think that's why they're doing it. They're anticipating our fans cheering while the offense is on, and Well, that's great for us, isn't it? We're supposed to be on the same page. How can we be on the same page when we have to do sign language? You know? How can we be on the same page? We're out there doing sign language. I'm sorry. I didn't mean, no offense.
And Jordan, I think it was the first day of training camp or one of the first days, you were so passionate that this team is moving on and that we're not talking about repeat Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. But even I was just talking to Jihaad and all the new guys, they're on the same page with you, that they're not talking about a Super Bowl champion team. Why has this message been so consistent?
It's got nothing to do with heading into the new season, to put it quite blunt. I think as fans, it is fine for fans to carry on that train. But as players, you know, we have to move on. That is the only way we can improve or strive to perform this season. And we can't carry the baggage from last season, good or bad. You can't bring it in. It's just like a new relationship. You can't bring the old baggage, good or bad. Maybe just the good stuff.
Good relationship.
Good relationship. You know, it's just like you can't bring any baggage, honestly.
Do you go back to a team meeting or something where it was like, okay, it's officially done, we're leaving it in the past? Was that something that was even addressed to the team?
Very early OTAs, but very hard to do and elaborate on when we hadn't done our ring ceremony. But it was always a point of emphasis during OTAs and then the start of camp. When we just had our ring ceremony, that was like the Super Bowl. It was actually quite a visual representation of a car steering wheel, what we can see ahead, and then in the rearview mirror, it was the Super Bowl.
That was
a visual representation.
Like a PowerPoint?
Oh yeah, no, not like a PowerPoint, just a picture of
presented by Nick.
Presented by somebody.
Okay.
While Nick was talking.
While somebody was talking.
He knows he's in trouble now.
Okay, it was while Nick was talking. Gotta stand on the ground now. Stand on the hill. I'll die on this hill. Yeah, it was just something that, you know, visually you could see and kind of relate and understand. So, you know, if that's how guys can get it, or you know, you can talk it. Some guys can live it. Some guys need to see it. So
sticking with that metaphor, I mean, how do you guys keep focused on the road ahead when you're unveiling the Super Bowl banner at the link before the game?
I'll be honest, I forgot we were doing that till you brought it up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It'll be
Cool.
there, though.
I mean, we have to go through it, but again, it's just another opportunity for us to test our focus. If you think about it, we've lived about this mantra for the last 3-4 months. About, you know, we're pushing on, we're moving on, but I think it's just again another opportunity for us to really test our focus, because we've had to do that for OTAs, and we hadn't addressed the ring ceremony. And then we had the ring ceremony, so now it's like, okay, we just had it. 3 days later, we're back at work. Focus again. All right, great. Now we have the next hurdle, which is the banner unveiling.
Yeah.
That's the next one. How fast can we relock, or can we just block it out entirely? You know,
Don't look at it.
just don't. Whatever you do, don't have the camera on me, all right?
So that was first day.
I'll be staring at the ground.
You're gonna turn around.
That was first day of OTAs, when he was delivering the message, where it had the visual in the background.
Yeah, that was OTAs. No, OTAs was the mountain. Camp was the camp was the start of camp was.
Now there's a mountain?
We always had the mountain.
What's the mountain?
Always had the mountain. Come on, man. You guys have heard the mountain.
I've heard him talk about the mountain.
You've heard the mountain.
Now
We
we've
start
heard
at the bottom.
perfume.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
there's no visual representation of the perfume one.
Okay, that's just
The mountain one.
saying.
Climbing the mountain. What do you see? You don't look up. You just look here, right here. The next step. It's right here. We're right here.
So
Right
I mean,
here.
you say
can
as
recite this.
athletes, you have no choice but to do that. But the fact that there's been such a heavy emphasis on it means, obviously, that there's...
We have no choice,
Yeah.
because it's either you buy in or you get sold. Kind of bad that I put it like that, but like...
She loves this.
I'm on one right now, though. I mean, it's true. You buy it or you get sold. You get traded. Like, you know? That's the truth. There's no other way to put it. It's as blunt as you can be. I'm just trying to be funny about it, I guess, because it wasn't funny. But, you know, you got to buy into that, because you see everyone else buying into it. And if you can see who doesn't buy in, because you get left behind.
Landon Dickerson, sold. He's going to get sold. To have Landon back at practice, he just had surgery 2 weeks ago. We were shocked to see him out there. Were you shocked?
Same here. I can't believe he was out there. This man is like Wolverine. Just superhuman healing cells, whatever you want to call it. It's just insane, this man.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think he's ready for week 1 after what you've seen on the past?
I don't know. We'll see. I hope he is. I hope we make the right decisions. I don't want him to rush back. I don't want him to feel like he has to rush back.
Yeah.
We have more than capable people to come and fill into his role. It's not the same, but they're capable. And, we believe and we trust in Brett Tullis. It's the reason why he made the team this year. So I don't know what's going on there. That may be a Howie question or a Landon question. You should ask Landon. Landon might tell you the truth. We'll see.
He's a truthful guy.
He's a truther. He's a truther.
Perfect, Jordan. Thank you so much.
Just being undrafted, working his way up, and now, everybody sees him as a leader. So he earned that role. And I'm just happy and excited for him to take on that role. Wear that C on his chest. I know he'll do it the right way, like he has done his whole career.
When you look at the Cowboys, obviously it all starts with Dak. What are the kind of the keys that you guys are really going to try to focus on? How do you stop the Cowboys?
Yeah, their quarterback. Obviously, we didn't see him last year, but he can make every throw on the field. Obviously he's got CD. Him and those two got a good connection. Obviously they got Pickens now too. Good tight end. Good receiving core all around. So it's gonna be a tough task for us. We've been preparing for that. We understand they got a lot of offensive weapons. It's just about us, doing our job within the defense that's called.
How's Dory Jackson come along in the secondary?
He's been great. Great. Great mind to talk to and listen to just from his experience in the league. But I feel like he's grown a lot in this defense as well. Just asking all the right questions and his willingness to learn about the defense and how it works.
Obviously, they got good players all over the field. Losing Micah doesn't hurt them too bad or anything. They got good players everywhere, but it's going to be a lot of fun to face them. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what they do with the new defense that they're running. And, we just got to make sure we stick to our rules and do our job.
I heard you talking about how hard it is at times week 1 when you are kind of guessing at times what this defense is going to look like, but you have such a great track record week 1 with this team. What does that guessing process look like?
Yeah, it's just trying to go over all possibilities, watch film of everywhere that the DC's been, watch their preseason games. But these early games are lost more than they're won, so the big focus is the little details, catching the ball security, blocking, block destruction for defense, things like that. If we just do the little things better than they do, we should have a good day.
Nick Sirianni had mentioned that he met with the defense. He showed mistakes from week 1 last season. He said he was going to meet with the offense tomorrow. Can you recall what week 1 last season looked like, and you know what he's going to show?
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he'll show a turnover here or there, a drop pass. I try to forget about the bad things, so it'll probably bring back bad memories, but anything you can learn on is a great thing.
You've seen a lot of versions of this Cowboys team since you've been here. A version without Micah Parsons. I don't want to say how much easier is it, but how much easier is it?
Yeah, obviously happy for Micah and what he was able to get in the market and got what he wanted. Not seeing him twice a year is going to be fun. I know we still got to see him once we play Green Bay later on, but I'm sure Lane and Jordan are a little bit happier than me.